Yo, what's up everybody? Eyecee here and welcome to another NBA video. This one is for October 24th 3-game slate. For those of you new to the channel, the way I usually do this is I go through each team one at a time. I talk about my favorite plays in general, injury news, minute projections, matchups, all that jazz. After I'm done going through each team, I go through each position. I talk about my favorite plays in general based on the price, and I create a dummy lineup. The dummy lineup I may or may not end up playing because it is almost 20 hours before lock and a lot of things can change, but it's a good way of giving you guys an insight to how I think. But before we do that, a quick recap into my night from tonight that's still in progress. This lineup was probably my best lineup of the night here. I probably would have been very happy if I went with Luke Kennard and Kyrie Irving. But hey, it happens. Hopefully CJ McCollum gets 56 more DraftKings points and I could take this down. Hoping, but I doubt it happens. I kind of got really high on Tyler Hero after the Butler news. Bam let me down here. Kind of sucks. I had Bam, Drummond, Nunn, Prince, Towns, and McCollum in almost every lineup I played today. Those are my core lock guys. If any one of these guys I was switching, it was Taurean Prince. But yeah, for the most part I had these guys in a lot of my lineups. Taurean Prince was just too cheap price. Kendrick Nunn, if you watched my video from yesterday, I was really hot on him even before the news came that he was starting and Butler wasn't playing. But yeah, him starting and Butler not playing really pushed me over the edge on Nunn and put me in on a lot of lineups with Nunn. Drummond I had a lot of as well in almost like 90% of my lineups. I think there's 3 out of 55 lineups I didn't have Drummond. Same thing with Towns. He was in almost every lineup. And McCollum was in almost every lineup. So far, so good. McCollum, keep it up, bro. Get me another 56 DraftKings points. Get me 80 in total. I'll be happy. My GPPs, on the other hand, so far, so good. Breaking even. Can't complain. Some guys just really went off. Kyrie Irving, Sabonis. Those guys just went nuclear. Like, some people at 400, man. Like, that's just crazy. This game went into overtime, too, so that just pushed it over the edge. See, Luke Kennard, man. I wish I had Luke Kennard and Kyrie Irving. Man, oh, man. I don't think I could have afforded it. But if I took Bam out for Sabonis, I don't think it would have mattered. There's some way I could have done it. I know I could have done it. But, hey, it happens. I have a lot of PMRs left in my GPP, so I'm hoping some more of these push up here and climb up so I could cash and make a little bit more bucks here. But I'm not too worried of it. It's just quarters. I mainly just play these to hope to take it down. If I don't take it down, then at least win my money back so I could play again the next day. I don't like wasting my money. Anyways, hopefully this lineup does a little bit better here. CJ's still going at it. And then I got some plays here. DeAndre Ayton, Barrett, Porzingis, McCollum. So who knows? But you guys aren't here for that. You guys are here for the slate. Hopefully we can identify some plays like that here today. So starting with the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young's 100% in play for me. He's priced very well here, 8,600. For the amount of usage and volume this guy sees, the pace the Hawks play at, the people they've surrounded him with, he's definitely in play for me. 100%. I love Trae. He's going to be up against Reggie Jackson and Derrick Rose. And there's Luke Kennard. There's a shootout possibility going shot for shot with Luke Kennard. So yeah, Trae Young's definitely in play for me here. The pace is good. The matchup's good. Detroit's going to be playing a back-to-back here. They just played yesterday, whatever day it is for you guys. They played less than 24 hours ago, and they're playing again here. And they're going up against a young, fast-paced team. So it's an up spot for me for Atlanta. I like a lot of the Hawkeyes here. This should be one of the higher scoring games on the slate. However, I feel all 3 of these games are going to be relatively high scoring. But aside from Trae Young, John Collins, another guy I'm looking at, 7,300. I like the price. I like the matchup. I like the upside. It's just Drummond does really well against a lot of centers here. And as you can see, in 34 minutes, he didn't have a really good game. I think he was coming back from an injury, though, so there was a little bit of thing there. John Collins is just a stud. He's someone that killed it last season in like 70% of the games. A real PPM monster. But his matchup against Drummond kind of puts me off. And the price a little bit. But it's John Collins. I will be considering him on a 3-game slate. just not as much I would usually, considering he's going up against Drummond. But some other plays I like are all these small forward guys, man. These shooting guards and small forward. Relatively, it's a very deep position for the Hawks. In the preseason, DeAndre Bembry was getting the start and was seeing a lot of the secondary playmaking, ball handling responsibilities, but we got news he wouldn't be starting. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be the sixth man off the bench here. However, with Huerter back and coach saying he's going to be seeing around 15 minutes off the bench, it kind of eats into Bembry's projection here. However, he's going to be on the court as well, and he's going to be playmaking a lot. He's essentially the guy that's going to be playmaking when Trae Young's benched, which is not that often, but at least 10 to 12 minutes of the game, he should be the playmaker in my opinion. Evan Turner is not going to be seeing that much run yet. Eventually, maybe, but not yet in my opinion. But Cam Reddish, 3,600, he's starting. Very cheap. You should be seeing a lot of minutes. Good upside. Lots of upside with him. The floor is a little low, but if his shot's falling and everything else is going, he's good. But again, Huerter's starting, or Huerter's going to be playing, and he's going to be eating into some of the minutes here. So between Bembry, Reddish, and Huerter, the shooting guard position, minutes go there. And then some of those guys, Huerter and Bembry, are also going to be playing for the small forward minutes here too. I think Jabari Parker or DeAndre Hunter starts. I think DeAndre Hunter starts, with John Collins and Len rounding off the starting five. But Parker's going to be getting minutes here. Vince Carter's going to get a little bit of minutes here. So a lot of these guys are very cheap price, and they're going to get around 15 to 20 minutes. They have a lot of upside, but the floor is low. So I'm going to be considering them in a lot of lineups here and there. But my favorite plays would be Bembry, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish would be my favorite plays. Huerter and Parker I'd consider as well, because they can get hot with their shot and really just go off. But if I wanted to be safe, I'd go Bembry, Hunter, and Reddish, because they do a little bit of everything aside from just scoring. And Bembry would be my favorite cheap play out of all these guys in general. So that's the Atlanta Hawks, guys. Going on to Detroit Pistons side. Detroit Pistons sides are coming off of a good game. Blake Griffin was missing, so as expected, Drummond was in a great matchup with Miles Turner, who he always destroys. So he was a lock for me. I said it in my video very early on. Drummond was one guy I was going to have in almost every lineup, and I did. As you guys can see here, Drummond was almost in every single lineup, pretty much, right? Like every lineup. So again, 8,300. Drummond still priced very cheap here. He's in another uptick matchup. He does very well against Atlanta Hawks. They are a very athletic team, but his rebounding upside alone puts him in a very favorable spot tonight. So he's someone I'm definitely going to be playing. Aside from him, Rose, Kennard, both of these guys are going to be going out there and shooting the ball a lot, getting a lot of usage. So they're both in play. They're still both pretty priced similar to what they were yesterday. Kennard's actually a little increased here, I think, compared to what he was in the other 11-game slate. But both these guys are in play. Reggie Jackson, some consideration. Markieff Morris didn't have the best game. He kind of 17 DraftKings point dud. So some people might not be on him, but he's another guy that should be seeing minutes here, and the matchup's a lot better here for him against the Atlanta Hawks team. He's a feisty guy, so look for him to really go out there and right the wrongs. Christian Wood, maybe at this price I'd consider him. I don't think he had a really good game. Let's just quickly check. Detroit Pistons. Let's just check real quick, because I don't want to be saying stuff that I'm not sure about. Oh, wrong game. Alright, so Markieff Morris played 23 minutes. Now, did he get into foul trouble? That's a whole nother question. I don't know. I feel like he got into foul trouble here, because 23 minutes is a little low for him. Luke Kennard obviously got hot. 30 points, goddamn. I don't know if he gets that tomorrow, but that's his upside. Like, he can do stuff like that. Derrick Rose had a good game here, and Drummond, of course, 23 rebounds, 30 points. Yeah, so Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose, definitely I'll be looking at. And Markieff Morris, just because of the way he performed today, is another guy I'll be looking at. But aside from that, Thon Maker, Langston Galloway played minutes, didn't really do much. Christian Wood only saw 4 minutes, so I doubt that really changes tomorrow. Maybe it does, because the other two guys that got minutes didn't do nothing. So maybe it changes. They did manage to win, so Dwayne Casey's a defense first coach anyways, and for better or for worse, Christian Wood's defense not that good. So again, Drummond's my favorite play on the Pistons. Rose, Kennard are two of my second tier options here. And then Markieff Morris, based on how he did today, his price is being a little bit lower here. I like him too. Alright, Milwaukee versus Houston. A huge, heavy hitter of a game. Starting with the Milwaukee side. Giannis Antetokounmpo, reigning MVP. 100% in play. Nothing needs to be said. There's literally no one on the Houston Rockets side that could stop Giannis. Giannis is a freak. He's a point per minute monster. He can get anywhere from 50 to 70 DraftKings points easily. So he's in play for me 100% tomorrow. I might not play him in every single lineup, but he's damn sure going to be in 80% of my lineups. Aside from that, Middleton's in a great matchup here, 7K. They're really going to be using him a lot. Middleton's a hit or miss guy. Some games he's really, really good. Some games he's really, really bad. When he's scoring well, he's doing good. He's going to be matched up here against Russell Westbrook and James Harden. You got to remember the stats from last year because of Chris Paul. He's going to be matched up here against James Harden and Russell Westbrook, both of whom don't really play much defense. Houston in general doesn't play much defense. On top of that, Russell Westbrook and Harden turn over the ball a lot. They shoot the ball a lot, so they miss a lot. There's a lot of chance for rebounds and second chance opportunities. So between the turnovers and the rebounds upside, I like Chris Middleton here. I think he's in a real uptick spot here. He's going to be a little bit lesser owned because of his price compared to some of the other plays here. But I really like him here, and I'm not someone that usually likes Chris Middleton. But tomorrow, I like Chris Middleton. He's in a nice spot in my world, in my fantasy world. I like Chris Middleton tomorrow. He's going to have a tremendous upside. Lots of rebounding upside. Lots of chances to get steals. And lots of chances to get assists as well. They're going to be setting up people a lot. So Bledsoe is going to be back. He's going to probably play a little bit less minutes than he usually does, but he's going to be back too. I don't get to Bledsoe a lot tomorrow at 6,300. There's a lot of other guards in general that I probably would consider. Luke Kennard and Derrick Rose in general are two guys I would definitely be playing. But then some of the hot guys as well are fairly cheap, right? So not really too hot on Bledsoe, but I will stick him there in a few lineups because of the questionable tag. A lot of times people don't really play these guys. Again, the matchup's there for him. He's going up against Westbrook and Harden, and he does do well up against Harden last season. And historically, point guards do well against Harden and Westbrook. So he's definitely in play for me. 6,300 is a very cheap price considering the pace of the match, the opportunity for second chance points or additional chances, additional usage, just based on how much Harden and Westbrook shoot the ball, miss, and turn over the ball. So Bledsoe's another guy that's in play. Just not too much, but at this price, man, you can't really go wrong with Bledsoe. 6,300. Wesley Matthews, the new guy, Brogdon's replacement, 3,500. Of course, if he gets hot, he would be in play for me. However, that's a big if. I don't really think Dragon Bender sees a lot of minutes. He was in preseason, but I think Ilyasova is going to be one of the main guys coming off the bench. 3,200 for Ilyasova is very cheap. He should be seeing around 18 to 20 minutes. If he gets hot with his three-point shot, definitely could kill the slate. 3-game slate, you don't have Ilyasova. If he gets like 5 or 6 threes and the rebound and all the other stuff he does, it's going to suck. So definitely in consideration. Another one of my cheap plays that I like, 3,200. And then some of these other guys I'm not too keen on. DiVincenzo I was playing because Bledsoe was out in preseason, but now that he's back, he's going to fall back in the pecking order. Sterling Brown, DJ Wilson are going to be coming off the bench, but won't be seeing too many minutes here. Wesley Matthews is going to be probably the guy that's going to see the minutes first. And then they have Kyle Korver as well, who's probably going to be seeing a little bit of minutes, but not too much. So I'm not really interested in anybody else. Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe are the three guys I really like. And then Wesley Matthews, Ilyasova are the two guys I like upside-wise. Alright, the Houston Rockets. These guys are really going to just blast off this year. Lots of opportunity here for people to consistently get this wrong. There's going to be very few nights where Harden and Westbrook go nuclear. Like, very few nights. Westbrook in particular is the unsafe bet on most nights. His shot isn't consistent enough where he can get the same amount of upside. He's not going to be seeing the same volume of shots here in this offense. He's going to get a lot of usage still, but he's not going to be seeing the same amount of volume shot-wise. And he's not that efficient, right? So if his shot's not falling on a given night like it hasn't been in the preseason, then we have a problem. With that said, I like both Harden and Westbrook. Harden is the safe bet. Harden's probably my favorite stud on the night. Harden is James Harden. He was killing it in preseason, man. D'Antoni was really trying to get the team integrated with Russell Westbrook. They ran a lot of different schemes in offense. It didn't help that Westbrook got into foul trouble in one game and then he ended up injuring himself in another game. That didn't really help. But he didn't do too well either. His shot just wasn't falling. But he was getting minutes, and he's going to get minutes for sure. That's out of the question. It's just how much usage and volume is he getting compared to seasons past. I love him at this price. Westbrook is a 12K player. So is Harden. They're both priced too damn cheap for this slate. 9,700 and 8,900. I like both of them. I like both of these prices. I'll be getting to more Harden than Westbrook, but I will be getting to both of them also in some lineups. So that's 100% in play for me, Westbrook and Harden. Capella, on the other hand, should be causing problems for Brook Lopez with his agility for a big man. He's a very fast-paced big man, but this price kind of puts me off. He does do well against Brook Lopez and Ilyasova and all that, so I will consider him, but there's some other plays at the price I will be getting to, so not too keen on Capella, but I don't mind if people play him. He's a good pick. He's a safe bet. But the price is a little steep in my book. Eric Gordon's too damn cheap. 4,300, too damn cheap. Gerald Green's out for the season. He was going to be playing a lot of minutes too. That just bumps Daniel House and Austin Rivers, but that just means Eric Gordon's going to be even more of a key piece off the bench. Eric Gordon doesn't start the games, but Eric Gordon ends the game. He's a sixth man. He's the Fred VanVleet of this team. He's older and more experienced too, so don't get it wrong. I'm not trying to diss him. But Eric Gordon is a guy that's going to be coming off the bench and ending the games for the Rockets on most nights. He's a very, very good player. Kind of shot dependent, but he can also get you assists and rebounds. And he's a very consistent player on most nights. He gets the job done. 4,300 is very cheap. Westbrook, if Westbrook's shot's not falling, then they're going to turn to Gordon to bail them out because Harden can't do everything. But it'll be basically Harden and Gordon. So if you're fading Westbrook, I would highly recommend playing James Harden and Eric Gordon because someone's going to have to pick up that scoring that Westbrook's not getting you that makes you fade him, right? So Eric Gordon will probably be that guy. So I really like Eric Gordon. Aside from that, Austin Rivers and Daniel House Jr. at 3,200 GPP plays for me. Cephalosha was getting minutes too. I'd slightly consider him, but not too hot on him. And then Tyson Chandler's the backup center coming off the bench. Didn't really see much run in preseason. It was Chris Clemens that was coming off, and Chris Clemens was really performing damn well in preseason. I don't think he gets more than 15 minutes here tomorrow, but hey, even in 15 minutes, 3K, if he gets you 18 DraftKings points, which isn't ideal, but it could be the difference between you sticking 3 studs and going stars and scrub. And he'd be a decent scrub, man, at 15 minutes played. It also depends on if Tyson Chandler plays or not. If Tyson Chandler is not playing, then yeah, I like Chris Clemens a lot. 3K, preseason he was doing really well, so he'd be in play for me. And then the last game of the slate, a little bit of a doozy of a slate, in my opinion. Should be a very competitive game, but a lot of uncertainty, a lot of who does what here. So let's just start with the Clippers. We did see them play the other day. And man, oh man, Danny Green really tried his best, but LeBron and AD choked towards the end. 2 points in the fourth quarter between LeBron and AD. That's ridiculous. And then, what was his name? Mo Harkless off the bench was really providing a spark in that first half towards the second quarter. Really kept them in the game in the second quarter. That 40-point second quarter was huge, and he played a huge role in that. And J. Michael Green, Shamit, not too big of a performance from them, but they were also key contributors. Key thing to note here is that the Clippers ran an 8-man offense. It was a close game for most of the game, and it might be another close game here against the Golden State Warriors. However, the Warriors aren't as deep as they have been in the seasons past. I could see the Clippers going to additional guy here, that guy being Jerome Robinson. I don't know how much they really want to play Lou Williams and how many minutes they really want to play Lou Williams on every given night. 37 minutes, in my opinion, is too much. Him and Montrezl Harrell played more than any of the starters. Kawhi only played 32 minutes, so that's saying something. They really went to these guys, and these guys essentially won them the game. It was a second unit. Beverly played a lot of minutes too, but that was to be expected. With that said, 9,100 for Kawhi Leonard against Golden State is too cheap. He torched them against the Raptors on a night in and night out basis. Klay Thompson is not there. Draymond's going to have to guard him. Pretty much Draymond's going to have to guard him. And that means Draymond's going to have a tough time scoring the ball. So that kind of makes me not like Draymond that much. See? But Kawhi can still eat against Draymond. Draymond's not the same Draymond he used to be. It's a different type of Draymond. It's a different Golden State in general. Kawhi is going to go out there and eat. It doesn't matter. And if Draymond's really trying to stop Kawhi, then like Harrell's matched up with Chris. And I think Chris is out actually, right? Chris is questionable. So Chris might not even play. We'll get to him when we get to Golden State. But there's Montrezl Harrell and Ivan Zubac. And then there's Kawhi Leonard. So I like Kawhi Leonard, 9,100, definitely in play for me. One of my more favorable studs. Didn't have a great first quarter in that last game, but really came through in the end. Very, very efficient. He made it his job to shut down LeBron James. Like, he made it his job to make sure LeBron James wasn't going to be the guy that beats them. It would have to be someone else, and it was Danny Green tried to be that someone else, but it damn sure wasn't going to be LeBron because Kawhi did his best to shut him down, and he pretty much did. In the second quarter, 2 points. In the fourth quarter, 2 points between LeBron and AD. Oh, that's terrible. But Kawhi here, he's not going to go out there and go crazy with the 30 points in my opinion, but tremendous upside. 9,100, definitely in play for me. Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, definitely going to be the guys coming off the bench. Won't be starting, but definitely be coming off the bench. And as we saw, they played the most minutes, 37 and 38. Both of these guys were the go-to guys for them last year. They were closing out games for them last year. They're going to be closing out games for them this year. Ah, shit, I just closed my thing. But, yeah, Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell are two guys that are definitely in play for me. Now, Landry Shamet played a lot of minutes. His shot still isn't falling. It's just a matter of time now. He's going to eventually, the shot's going to be falling, and he's going to be very productive. The price for him, I think he was 3,800, is very good in my opinion. He's very cheap for the amount of minutes he's playing. Definitely someone that's in play for me. 3,700, yeah, definitely in play for me. And yeah, 9-man rotation, 26 minutes. Landry Shamet against Golden State should be a fast-paced game. They don't really have much defense here, and they're gonna rely on Landry Shamet's threes, 3-pointers, more often than not in this matchup here. So Landry Shamet, 3,700 is another cheap play I like. Beverly, he's just going to be trying to stop Steph Curry, man. He's just going to make it his duty to stop Steph Curry. So he's not going to be too worried about scoring. As I said in my video yesterday, or the day before, Pat Beverly is not one of the main scoring options for this team. He's like the 5th option when he's on the court. They'll rather go to Shamet and Zubac than Beverly, right? So Beverly's just going to go out there and be a pest, disrupt the game flow for the opposition, make it real tough for the opposition to even think. That's his job. Go out there and be a nuisance, not really score. He has scoring upside, and maybe, who knows, maybe he flashes that against Steph Curry and tries to stick it to them. We know Beverly's that type of player. He likes sticking it to the opponent. So 4,600 is a decent price for him. But there's other plays that I much rather would feel safer with the upside, knowing Beverly is going to be preoccupied with Steph Curry mainly. J. Michael Green, Mo Harkless. How could you be so heartless? Both these guys are in play for me. They're going to see the same type of minutes, 29, and maybe J. Michael sees a little bit more minutes. But honestly, GPP plays only. I'm not too fond of these guys. I didn't see too much production out of them. This team mainly runs through Kawhi, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Shamet. J. Michael, Harkless are just guys coming off the bench to provide a little bit of a scoring relief, but not too much. If their shots falling, then sure, they're going to be great. But on most nights, they're not going to be seeing too much volume for that to happen. They're going to have to be very efficient, and they're not very efficient. So that's that. Last game, Golden State, or last team. Steph Curry, 9,400. He's going to be seeing a lot of Beverly. And yeah, that kind of makes me a little worried. But Steph Curry's matchup proof, we know that. They played 9 times, including the playoffs. He got 41 in those games. And yeah, Kevin Durant was playing back then. But there's no more Kevin Durant. There's no Klay Thompson. There is a D'Lo, who he's probably going to try to feed maybe to get D'Lo going. But there's D'Lo. Draymond's not efficient with the shots anymore. He's not making shots. So Steph Curry's just going to be hucking shots, man, regardless. And Beverly's going to try his best to stop him. And he might slow him down here and there. But Steph Curry's still going to eat. Steph Curry's in play for me for sure. I like Steph Curry as much as I like Kawhi. Both of these guys at this price are going to be in play, but Harden, Giannis are the guys I really like, and Westbrook and Trae Young are some of the guys I like even more than Steph Curry and Kawhi. But Steph Curry and Kawhi are definitely in play for me. It is the last game of the slate, and the last game of the slate tends to have the lower ownerships. Some people just like to pick the early game slates because they like to see how their players are doing. So there's that upside too. But Steph Curry, man, he's gonna be taking a lot of shots, and if he makes a shot, he's gonna kill the slate. He got 60 in preseason in like 25 minutes. So the Steph Curry, man, don't overthink it. But D'Angelo Russell is another guy I'll be looking at. He's also in line for a good game here. He's been all right in preseason. Some of them were really bad games, but it's D'Angelo Russell. If his shot's falling, it's good. But 7,800 is a little too steep. I'd rather go to some of the other guys I already talked about. But someone to consider for sure, but not someone I will be having in a lot of my lineups tomorrow. Draymond's price at 7,100 I'm not too fond of. Plus, he's going to be guarding Kawhi and Montrezl Harrell a lot. He could also get into foul trouble here, so there's a lot of things that don't make me like Draymond here. Of course, he's one of the go-to options for offense for the Warriors with all the people they're missing now. But Kevon Looney is probably someone I'd look at. His size is definitely going to be needed. He's going to be starting. He didn't play in preseason, but he's going to be starting here. He's coming back. Maybe he plays a little bit less minutes, but he should be good to go. I love Kevon Looney if Marquise Chris is out. If Marquise Chris is out, I love Kevon Looney, but all expectation is Marquise Chris should be good to go. So their starting lineup essentially should be Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green, Looney, and Chris. I believe it should be that, but it could also be actually sorry, it's probably Jacob Evans. I think he was starting in preseason, or it was Glenn Robinson III. Sorry, it's Glenn Robinson III that's going to be at the 3. But Glenn Robinson's another play, 3,200. He's going to be starting. He's going to be seeing a lot of minutes. In preseason, he was seeing around 26 to 28 minutes. He was one of the 3 young guys. He was not necessarily young, but he was one of the younger guys that was seeing a lot of minutes, a lot of run in preseason. So he's someone to consider. And then GPP plays for me, Jordan Poole, Eric Paschall. Both these guys would be in play. Both these guys took turns going off in preseason. Jordan Poole in particular has been dubbed the young Klay Thompson by Steve Kerr himself. So if his shot's falling, he's someone that just was not scared to shoot the basketball. He's going to be seeing some minutes off the bench because Warriors are pretty thinned out. But I don't think he sees that many minutes. I think that the starters see extended run here. Essentially, they go with the 8-9-man rotation. But these guys are definitely going to be in play in some capacity. So with that said, the dummy lineup, starting with the point guard position. So I'm just gonna lock Trae Young in here because I'm really fond of Trae Young and not really gonna talk or say much. But James Harden is someone I would definitely consider. Steph Curry too, but Harden and Westbrook over Curry for me. D'Lo not too much here. Lou Williams not too much either. I'd rather just pay down for Derrick Rose or I'd rather just pay down for Derrick Rose. Yeah, Derrick Rose. Sorry, I got a little confused here because Chris Clemens not a center, and I was talking about him actually being a replacement for Dyson Chandler. Sorry, long night, guys, but I still like Chris Clemens. Regardless, I just don't think he gets that many minutes. But yeah, point guard, Trae Young's the guy I'm going with. James Harden, Westbrook, the other two guys I really like. Derrick Rose should see a lot of minutes. The matchup is fantastic against Trae Young here. He should be eating. Derrick Rose should be eating. And Eric Bledsoe at 6,300. Definitely in play with the matchup here against Harden and Westbrook. But not one of my favorable plays. But again, he's probably going to be the guy that's the best play for the price. Probably the best value tomorrow, Eric Bledsoe. The matchup is great. The pace is great. The upside is great. And the questionable tag is awesome. So he's another guy I'll be looking at. But yeah, Trae Young. And let's just move to shooting guard. So again, a lot of the guys I mentioned in guard are in play, but Luke Kennard is someone that I'll be looking at. Eric Gordon is the guy I'm going with. But some of the Atlanta cheap guys are good GPP plays. Bembry in particular for me, I really like. And then between Hunter and Reddish are the other two guys I would consider, but Bembry would be my favorable play there. Small forward. Giannis, as I said, was the guy I was definitely playing in most of my lineups tomorrow. I love the matchup here. They barely got anybody to really guard Giannis. Kawhi, not too high on Kawhi, but it's Kawhi Leonard. He's in play. But I'd much rather go with Middleton, man. The upside, the matchup here, the pace, the rebounds to get from all the Westbrook, Harden missed shots, the turnovers from Harden and Westbrook. A lot of upside for someone like Middleton and even Giannis, but Middleton here, 6,900. Very nice price. Luke Kennard, as I said, someone I really like. And then Bembry too. I really want to be playing Bembry, but again, he's not starting, so that sucks. I wish he was, but he's not. So that's not good. And then Landry Shamet, as I said, if his shot starts to fall, he's due for a good game. He's been stinking it up. His shot hasn't been falling, but they need his three-point shooting. I think he was top 10 in the league in three-point shots last year. What did he shoot last year? He shot 41.5% from threes, so that's really good. So if his shot falls, he's someone that's definitely can hit value and crush the slate. But yeah, let's see. Who do we want to go here? We have 6,100. Let's just skip the position. Well, let's just go with Giannis, because I know I was going to pick Giannis anyway, so let's just get that out of the way. Alright, so power forward. Power forward, I said I like Markieff Morris because of his price and the matchup and the fact that he didn't do too well today. So he's someone I'll definitely be playing. But aside from that, there's Ilyasova at 3,200, someone that definitely should be seeing run off the bench. Who else is there that I like? Let's just go with Markieff Morris here. And then center. Drummond, as I said, I really like Drummond. The matchup is fantastic. Draymond Green, I'm not too keen on. Same with Capella, I'm not too keen on. John Collins, I'm not too keen on either, because his matchup with Drummond sucks. Drummond and Harrell would probably be my safest bets. I like both of them. Drummond's coming off of a monster game, 70-plus DraftKings points. Zubac should be seeing minutes. We could even stick Ilyasova in the center spot. You know what? Let's just stick Drummond. So what does that leave us with? That leaves us with 4,700. You know what? I'm gonna take Giannis out. As much as I don't want to take Giannis out, I'm gonna take Giannis out because there are a lot of guys that could be eating on the Bucks, whereas on the Houston Rockets, I'm gonna go with my main man Westbrook, man. I'm gonna go with Russell Westbrook. Nah, I'm gonna go with Bledsoe. I can't think with my heart right now. I love Westbrook. He's one of my favorite players, but nah, man. Not going with Westbrook here for the sake of this dummy lineup. But Westbrook's in play, like for sure. For this lineup, I'm gonna go a little more balanced here. I like the values here, but I'm gonna go a little bit balanced here. I'm gonna go with Harrell. In my small forward, I'm gonna go with Middleton. And then to round off my roster, oh man, I thought I had enough for Derrick Rose. Shit. And Middleton and Bledsoe are particularly the reason why I'm not picking Giannis here. But fuck, man. I kind of want to be picking Giannis. In the center position, we could pick someone else. In the center position. Like, how does it look if I pick Westbrook here? I have 47 for 100. 47 for yeah, I could do that. I'll do that. Let's do this. I like this. Morris and Kennard from the Detroit side. Just Trey TL here. And then I'm just going with 4 guys from the other game and Harold from the last game. My late night hammer. I don't know. I think that's good. It's 35-minute video for a 3-game slate. Sorry, guys. But hopefully it's a lot of information for you guys. Hopefully you guys wouldn't take some shit down. For those of you still here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's joined my channel. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I hit that next week. Let's see. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Best of luck tonight or tomorrow or whatever, whenever you're watching this. And peace out. See you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.